What's up, everyone? Brandon here from TopTenGamer.com. Today we're going to take a look at how much RAM that you need when you're building your gaming PC, as well as whether speed and things like CAS latency matter. Okay, so you're going to think this is totally stupid, but for some reason when I think about RAM, I've been watching this cheeseburger review guy. He does this if you guys haven't been to Five Guys, you're missing out, but he does this review of Five Guys and he goes, damn, damn, damn. And so I was just thinking, maybe somebody on our channel could do that with RAM, you know, because more RAM is better, right? For the most part. Now, I've got a gaming PC building series on my website that I update each and every single month. You can go there and see it. Now, the only possibility where RAM might not be good for you, in my opinion, would be if you have like a certain type of budget, because then if you end up spending too much on RAM and not as much on your graphics card and processor, then technically that might not be a very good thing. Okay, so how much RAM do you need? I'm going to try to answer this as quickly as possible. On my website, I have that PC building series where you can see it every month and it's updated every single month. At $500 or under, I recommend 4 gigs of RAM simply because you can't afford to allocate another $40 of your budget to the RAM. I mean, it would be better off to upgrade later perhaps, or put that extra 40 bucks towards a CPU or processor. At $600, I mean, even that's not a lot of money. At $600, I recommend you go with 8 gigs of RAM. That's really the sweet spot. That's what you need for PC gaming. At $1,500 price range, I recommend 16 gigs. Why? Because I'm just guessing that at that price point, you're going to be doing things other than PC gaming, myself included. I do some video editing and some photo editing. I run a lot of programs in the background. So for me, I just go for the 16 gigs so that I can have that, so I can save that extra time when I'm doing those projects. Okay, so another frequently asked question that I get is whether CAS latency, timings, and speed matter when it comes to RAM. And I've looked at a lot of articles on this. There's some good ones from Tom's Hardware and AnandTech, and I'm going to list them in the description below, so if you guys want to get a little more into the details of all of this, you can do that. But in a sense, speed and timings don't matter as much as you probably think they do. There is an incremental jump from like RAM that's at 1333 megahertz to 1600 megahertz, but 1600 is pretty standard now. I wouldn't go with less than that. And usually if you get like gaming RAM, first of all, it's not that much more expensive than standard RAM anymore. And generally the CAS is about 9. That's what I look for. But if I had CAS at 10, it really wouldn't make any difference to me, and I don't think you'd see any FPS difference. So what you want to do is you want to go with quality RAM, at least 1600. Incrementally beyond there, like if you go with RAM that's like, you know, 2133 or 2400, it's going to be pretty expensive, and it's probably not worth the cost. Okay, so here's the part of the video that you've probably been waiting for, and if you already knew all the crap I was talking about before, then sorry for wasting your time, but here we go. So, my favorite gaming RAM, okay? I'm going to tell you what it is, and it might not be what you think. It's the G-Skill Ripjaws. Now, this RAM is the RAM that a lot of the guys like at overclock.net use. It's because it's reliable, and it's just quality RAM. And while most of the gaming RAMs didn't give you a lifetime warranty, it's just the RAM that I trust the most. That being said, I'm not a G-Skill homer. In fact, in the last few builds that I've used, I didn't use G-Skill RAM at all. In fact, I wouldn't recommend it if it's too pricey, simply because there's just not that much of a difference, especially when it comes to gaming, between these RAMs. Now, there are other reasons to have high-speed RAM and overclock your RAM if you're using it for other applications, but for gaming, if you can get it's not that big of a deal, but if you can get the G-Skill for the same price of all the others, that's generally what I go with. Okay. So also another couple good RAMs. You've got the Crucial Ballistics. That's solid. It doesn't have quite the same look as the other RAMs, but it'll give you the same performance. I also like Corsair Vengeance RAM. Some people have been saying that it's not as much, doesn't have as much quality as it used to. They don't build it the same way, and while that's probably true, I still haven't had any problems with it. I've used Corsair Vengeance several times over the last year. The other RAM that I'd recommend to you would be the Kingston HyperX. So I just take these 4 RAM and pretty much whichever one is cheapest, go with. You know, pay attention to the rebates. Right now, Crucial Ballistics is super cheap. If you don't have to have the RAM with the like super large, spiky, heat spreaders, then that's the one I'd go with this month. Again, that's going to change every single month. I'm going to put a write-up in the description below that I'm going to keep updating so you guys can kind of see what my opinion is on this type of thing. But you can also always go to my builds, which I'll also put down below, which will show kind of what I'm choosing each month in terms of what I think has the best value. Okay guys, that's all I've got for this video. If you disagree with me, you can vote for your favorite on the write-up that I've got in the description below, as well as leave me a comment of what you think is the RAM to use and whether or not you think speed and CAS matter when it comes to PC gaming. If you like this video, please help me out by pressing that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.